Hello, I'm Rick Schultz, and welcome back to another episode of the Audiophile. I have a new treat for us to hear today. This is the furutech Nano Liquid, and it is about $99 on eBay. This particular product can also be found through AV Distribution. Right here in the United States, who's the importer for it. So if you want to get it quick, that's the place to go. So the furutech Nano Liquid is quite unique in its nature. What it is a suspended silver in a nano liquid, or a nano silver in a suspended liquid. Basically what it is a contact enhancer that you can use on pretty much anything. Now, one of the things that we've been promoting in the past is this little product right here called Stabilant 22. And Stabilant 22 is a really great product still. It has its uses though. It can't be used in high voltage areas, so you can't use it with power cords on fuses and things like that. If you do, it will last for a while, but it'll tend to dry out over a period of time and it'll break down. The product doesn't work for a long period of time, so you have to keep on cleaning and retreating with it. The Nano Liquid is something that I just picked up, and I found that it had excellent results. In fact, it had much better results than Stabilant 22. And it was quite amazing when I listened to it, the difference that I got. One of the things that I put it on was the end of my cartridge pins. So you just take your little cartridge pins, and there's a brush inside the Nano Liquid, and you just go around the pins and hit it with the brush, and that's as easy as that. Make sure you get a thorough coverage. Now, again, you don't need a lot of this stuff on there. It's a nanotype technology, so it's really just a very thin coating is all that's needed. I've got this little three-way plug here to be able to, double as the end of a power cord. And so to apply it, all you do is take a little bit of the Nano Liquid. You rub it off at the top of the jar, and then just start to wipe it on. And as you do, you'll notice that it starts to turn a bit reddish. Now, if it's red still in color, or quite red still in color, you've probably got just too much on. So you'll want to continue to kind of wipe around all of the blades until you've got a consistent look where you can tell that the nano fluid is still on there because of the shine, but it isn't necessarily that bright red in color that you see at first. Now, if you leave it with the bright red, I'm sure that that's just fine too. However, you're using a lot more of the fluid than you need to, and it's a pretty small jar. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Now, one of the things that I've been wanting to do for a while is to talk about fuses, because there's so many different aftermarket fuses out there, and people are getting really excited about the performance increase that you can get. Now, did you know that if you just increase the contact enhancement on a fuse, you'll get a tremendous difference as well? And one of the greatest products that I've come across to do that with is this Nano Liquid. Now, there might be better products in the market yet. A guy can't review everything, can't get your hands on everything. In fact, worldwide, we wouldn't even know what products are out there. So this is something that we know of, something that furutech builds. It's a quality manufacturer, and something that I've tested personally, and I can tell you that it works really, really well. In order to do a fuse, you basically want to make sure that you cover the entire end. So there's two different parts. There's the cylindrical part at the end, and then there's the very end, or the tip of it. And all you do is just take and wipe that onto the very end on either side, because you don't know whether your contact is going to be a spring pressure from the inside or if it's going to be a clip on the outside. If it's a clip on the outside and you know that for a fact, well, then just do the outside rim like I'm doing now. So just basically take it and wipe it along the outside rim, making sure that you get all around it with your Nano Liquid, and basically do both ends, and you've done your fuse. To do something like an RCA is very much the same. You basically want to take your RCA and put a little bit on the pin. Now, the pin is the side where your actual signal goes through. The collar is just a ground. It may help if you put it on the collar, but for the most part where you want it is on the pin. And you just go to the tip of the pin and paint it until the tip of the pin gets that kind of reddish color. And give it a nice thorough coating and make sure you get all the way around, because you don't know where you're going to be making contact on that pin. So make sure that you get a really good thorough coverage all the way around. So this is a tweak that I come across lately that I just found to be, really incredible. One of the only things I wish about this product is that there was really more in the jar. It seems to come pretty much half empty when you get it, or maybe more so than that. And it certainly isn't a full bottle, from what I found, anyways. And the performance of it is fantastic. So even if it takes you a couple of bottles to do your system, you're talking a couple $100, and that's really a great value considering what it does. Again, you can use it in almost every application. It's great for speaker cables. It's great for XLR interconnects, which are a bit touchy to do. You have to get inside your interconnect on the XLR pin and just cover the very tip of the pin the best of your ability with the little brush. So it's a little bit harder to put on than a Stabilant 22, where you can just take the Stabilant 22, put it over top of the pin with a little drop of it coming off the end, and it will coat the pin really nicely and easily. So it's a little harder to use than Stabilant. But it is a better product overall as far as contact enhancements in the case of RCAs, power cords, and pretty much any connection that I've tried it on so far. So I'm Rick Schultz. Thank you very much for visiting us on the Audiophile, and we'll see you in the next episode.